What's up, everybody? So today, I was wanting to cover this topic. I was supposed to post this a couple days ago, but I never got a chance to get to it. But a few days ago, we were pushing all-time highs, and the market was looking good. And a few weeks even before that, we had covered a video where we talked about where's the placement of all stocks within the major indexes. And the major indexes we're going to talk about today are SPY and Nasdaq. And this applies to every ETF and index. What I'm going to talk about, so you can apply this over to that as well. Just break down each component of whatever ETF or index you're looking at. So if you're looking at jets, of course you're going to want to look at each airline and see where are they at on each chart. But what I'm talking about today though is how to truly analyze each index. So today let's just start with Nasdaq. Let's just look at tech. So a couple weeks ago, SPY was at all-time highs. Nasdaq was not. It was trying to push up with the market. So right then and there, I needed to analyze, what tech is up the most, what is down, what's in between, So I really started making like kind of a chart. So as I was going through it, I was looking down and I saw Apple kind of down here at the time, sorry, let me just do this. At the time, I was Apple, Amazon, Facebook, Google's, Nvidia, Tesla. I was kind of just mainly looking at those. And at the time, you had Apple kind of, let's just say this is the chart for all of them. This is the uptrend for all of them, right? For all tech, right? Let's put them on there. So Facebook at the time was at the top. The Googs were near the top. Google, Class A, C, all that good stuff. Microsoft was kind of in the middle of everything. It wasn't really at the bottom of its chart, at the trend, and it wasn't at the top of the trend at all-time highs. That's what I mean. This would be like the bottom of the trend. This would be like your all-time highs, and this would just be kind of like bouncing off of a trend line, not bearish or anything yet. Just kind of going off of where they at on their trend line. So Amazon and Apple were kind of down here compared to everything else. And then I was looking at the Googs, Facebook, all that. The semiconductors, they were kind of in the middle. They were kind of selling off, but also recovering. So they were in the mix of everything. And then you had like Tesla kind of sitting here and some more other heavyweights kind of sitting more at the top. But the main thing to note, though, was that Apple and Amazon were the ones that really needed to catch up the most. Facebook had already done its run. We could see it here. When Facebook was up here, Apple and Amazon, they were still fighting down here, not even close to their all-time highs, but they're still good, healthy parts of their trend. So they are laggard plays, I guess you could say, but that's not what I was getting at. What I was getting at is how you can play those. So now you go to your chart, apply your TA routine, apply your BB system for day trading, make your trade plan. If you don't know what the technical analysis routine is, go over, check out the playlist on my channel. Go check out the last couple videos. I've explained this very in depth and multiple times. It's an amazing charting technique. It's really the only one you need, but that alone will help you plan out these charts. But let's get back into the topic here. So big thing to note, though, whenever you're at any kind of crucial part of the market, you need to mark, is your SPY at all-time high? Is your tech at all-time high? Then you need to mark, your line like I did with my list. What tech stocks are on here and where are they? So now I know I have really good probability to trade Apple, and look what Apple ended up doing. It ended up catching up. Now it's pushing up and it's trying to break that downtrend change. Let's go see Amazon. Amazon at the time was down here. Now look at it, forming a morning star, popping out of its downtrend change, and now it's pushing back towards all-time highs. So two really big mover plays that you were able to catch just based off of kind of opening up your awareness, really making a little web chart or whatever you want to call it, and really analyzing, where is everything? At the time, Facebook at the time was about right here in the range. Now look where it's at. It's just still really up here in the range. Hasn't really moved a whole lot yet. Moved up one day, moved it down a couple days, moved up again, moved down again, moved up again, but it hasn't done a whole lot. Hasn't done this, and that's because it already did that. So again, you're not going to look for the laggards. You're really just trying to be aware. Awareness is everything when you're trading. So a very big thing that helps me is that, marking that line and then kind of just picturing in my head, where is everything? So I'll go on each chart and I'll analyze, where are they? Google's at all-time high. Google A is at all-time high. INTC, my semiconductors, that's a really good sector. You need to see where all that's at. Tesla, EV sector, where is all that at? You need to know where all of these are at on their chart in comparison to each other. Not, Tesla's at 700, AMD's at 40, whatever. It's where are they at on their chart? Where in comparison to where they are at on their chart compared to their all-time high. If their all-time high's up here and 9 out of 10 stocks on Nasdaq are already up there, and I see, Nvidia or something down here, I'm gonna go take a look at that, because let's say the market keeps pushing. What do you think that one's gonna do? Now it's even lagging even more. I'm gonna for sure try and get into that play. I'm gonna set my pre-market high or get my TA routine and try and get in on that. So, as you can see, this wasn't a really big TA video. It was more or less just really getting down your indexes and how you should really look at them when you're kind of looking for what's lagging, what's moving too far ahead, and it's just overall good to look at for awareness. Really, awareness is everything. Preparation is really most of what you do, but again, that's with the TA routine, the charting techniques I teach you all. But this is really helpful for being aware and really knowing where everything's at within each index and ETF. And why I said in the beginning of this video that you can use this for everything is, and by the way, if you guys need any of these watch lists, they're all in the chat. I put it in the daily watch list channel, so if you need any of that, here they are. But a really big thing though is it's not just indexes. So let's look at XLF. XLF is for the banks. So if I see the banks breaking a trend line and I go look through the financials, let's go do that real quick. Let's go find something that isn't, falling through something yet. So look at that. Still has really good potential to move down more. Already down a little bit. Has potential to move down more. Has already moved down a little bit. Has already moved down a lot a bit. Has moved down enough. It looks just like XLF. So I'd say that one's on par. CME, very behind. Goldman Sachs, kind of catching up, sort of selling off now. So you see what I'm doing? I'm getting a placement for where everything is in comparison to the ETF that they are inside of. They are inside of XLF. Okay, so XLF is moving down. What's not moving down the farthest? So let's go look at those. SPGI, S&P Global, it's up. Let's look at SYF. SYF is trying to go down now. So, that's a big thing. And let's go look at TAN with solar. So TAN picking up off of its trend line. Let's look at solar now. Canadian Solar still holding base range. It had dilution news right here, so it's actually really good that it's holding base range right there. DACO, which they're Chinese, very good global energy. You can see they're still pushing down, so that might be a good laggard to catch up on pretty soon, since everything else in its sector is moving up and it's moving down. EMPH, I would say it's moving exceptionally ahead of schedule. FSLR still moving in on par. Run, I would say, is ahead with EMPH. Sedge, perfectly on par. SPWR on par. SunW a little bit behind, on par-ish, and then this one's on par. So as you can see, this is TAN, it's on par. But again, going to your ETF, understanding the components within the ETF or index, and then figuring out the positioning of where they are on the charts, and then kind of basing off of that. So one, you'll find laggard plays. Two, you'll kind of have a better understanding and confidence in where you think a certain sector is, or a certain index or ETF is, or where they should be at. And it really will add a lot of confidence behind your trading too, if you're in any of those stocks for trading or for setting up a trade. So I hope this video is helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.